Okay, so we're gonna look at the spacer plates, which is our second part in our assignment number 1. Okay, so we're gonna go underneath our camera here. And we're gonna look at the spacer plate. Okay, now the spacer plate, again, it's giving us our profile. We've got 2 holes that we're gonna be putting in, and it's got a thickness of 0.125. Okay, so we'll be extruding the profile first and then adding the 2 holes. So I'm gonna go to SolidWorks. And again, we're gonna start with the lower left-hand corner and we're gonna sketch that perimeter. Now I know that I'm gonna be putting it in as a thickness of 0.125. So I'm gonna go in under the extrude boss base. And then I'm gonna hit the front plane. And I'm gonna start my sketch by doing the line command. I'm gonna click on the origin. Remember, always tie to your origin. Start with the first point right away. And I'm gonna have a horizontal line going to the right, up, right, here. And again, we're just sketching around. This goes all the way over and in line and then closed. And then okay. And then hit escape one more time. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our dimensions. I'm gonna hit the F key to get it on here and then roller away from me a couple times. I'm gonna smart dimension. I'm gonna start with, I always like starting with like the tallest or the longest dimension. So the overall height here is where I'm gonna start. And I am gonna be at 6.5. Go. And then this dimension up here is also 6.5. Oops. Yeah. My dimension from that point down to the bottom is 5.5. Distance here, 2.5. And 2.5. And then I've got an overall left, right, down of 8.
5.5 past your side. Clicking on that line.
You can't just click on the line for that one because it's not a continuous line. So if I do smart dimension, I've got to start with the bottom and then go up to, whoopsie, I had to be in this. Start with the bottom, go up to that endpoint, and then 5.5. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So if it's not a continuous line, you do have to do it 2 separates, and it's going to think it's about that line first, but then you go up to it and click it, and then it'll be like, oh, now I get it. There we go. So now you're going to notice I'm black all the way around and I say fully defined. Something to check if you feel like you have all your dimensions on, but you're not getting a fully defined, check your relations here. Make sure you've got vertical and horizontals where they're appropriate. Okay. So once we have that done, we're going to hit escape or exit. And now we're going to do the extrude. This is an 1/8 of an inch or 0.125. So this is going to be a blind. And this is going to be 0.125. Oops.
Can you just, where did you get the boss features?
Hold on 1 second. And then I'm going to hit OK. And now I have that thickness there. Okay. So now that I have the thickness in here, I'm going to add the 2 holes. All right. So instead of using extrude boss base, because that's going to like add material, we want to do an extrude cut this time. So I'm going to go into extrude cut at the feature level. I'm going to select my front plane here because that's the plane that I'm going to be drawing my circles on. Now I'm going to go up to my circle command and notice that it went right into sketch because I didn't have anything sketched yet. And in order to do this cut, I have to have a sketch. Okay. I always start with a sketch. So I'm going to go to my circle and I'm going to add my circle. Okay. Now, because these are 2 different size circles, I'm going to do them as 2 extrude cuts The reason I'm gonna do that is because when you do, for instance, a CNC program, or if you want to do any changing of this and somebody uses your drawings or your models, it's easier to change an individual feature as opposed to having everything in one sketch, okay? So we're gonna do the cut here. So I'm gonna do this one and then I'm gonna do a second cut. So I'm gonna have an extrude boss base, an extrude cut, and an extrude cut. So now I have that circle there. I'm gonna accept that. First thing I always do is I'm gonna smart dimension my diameter. And that is a 1.5, okay? And then I need to find its location. So this location is coming from this left-hand side to the center. So I left clicked, and then I'm gonna left click for the position of the dimension. So I click, 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 okay? And then this dimension is gonna be 5. Okay. And then from the top down, so from this here, so right now it thinks I'm gonna dimension that, but I'm not. I'm gonna continue on. I'm gonna click the center. Now it understands you want that vertical dimension there. And a third click, left click, is gonna be 1.5. So don't do a click and hold. It's a click, click, if you want. All right. And then you'll notice that I'm fully defined now because I have my, if you would, my X and Y coordinates from that upper left-hand corner, and I have the diameter of the circle. So I can hit the green check mark. I can say exit the sketch now, and it's gonna remember that I went in under the extrude cut. So it kind of positioned me a little different here. So I'm gonna come back down, and then I'm gonna rotate this a little bit, middle mouse button, just holding it, just making sure that it's going in the right direction, okay? And it is. And then I'm gonna do this as a through all right? That sounds good to me. Remember, I did not go out or exit out of SolidWorks. So it's remembering the last time that I did an extrude cut, it's remembering I did a through all from that, even though it was the last part. All right, so now you'll notice in my design tree here, I've got 2 features. I've got that boss for the thickness, and I've got the cut for the hole. I'm going to expand out each one. Again, making sure there's no minus sign in front here. I'm fully defined. And now I have one more feature to add, and that is going to be the larger hole. So now I'm going to do that again as an extrude cut. I'm going to do it on this front face. And again, the message is over here on the left-hand side saying, select the plane or the face or whatever it is. So I'm going to select that face. And now it's going to position it so I can draw on it. I'm going to have a circle. It's like down here. It's a little bigger. Okay. Smart dimension. Click that outside diameter. This is going to be 2.5. And then my dimension for this one is coming from the left side to the center. So click, click, and then a click to position it, 2.5. And then this one is coming from the bottom. So left click to the center. And then height wise, wow, that's going to be 3. Pretty good. Okay. And then, okay. And then now we're going to see that we're fully defined down here and everything is black. So now I can exit this sketch. It's going to remember I went in under an extrude cut. All right, it's scooching up there. I'm going to rotate this so I can make sure it's going the right way. And it is. And it's doing it as a through all, which is exactly what I want. I'm going to hit OK. And now I've got a hole through there. So now that I'm at the end here, I'm going to expand that sketch out. Okay. And I am going to rotate it so I can kind of see the thickness. I'm going to pan it up to the upper left-hand corner. Oh, I never even saved yet. So I got to do that. I got to go to File, Save As, and this one is called the spacer plate. So spacer plate. And then I'm going to do my Windows Shift S up to the upper left-hand corner. Left click and hold until you get all the way so you can see the file name. And then I'm going to go to, I have Word open yet. That's the other one, this one. And I'm going to do a Control V. And now I've got my second one in there. So I'm going to do a file save here as well. Oh, it is saving it because I'm on my OneDrive. So, so that's there. And then I can go back to SolidWorks and I'm ready to start my new part. Okay. So I'm going to do a file close. And I will stop the recording.